let's not waste any more time, shall we? Okay. Okay, we're live. All good? Hello, everybody. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome back. Just resize this window. There we go. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, and welcome back to Farm Sim Friday. We are diving straight in today. Sorry, we are starting a little bit late. But we got everything ready to go. I got everything set up in advance. So we are ready to dive straight on in. But we're back in Saxlingham. We're back for episode 6 of our series on this map. And we got quite a lot to be getting on with today. So let me just... There we go. A little bit of drift on the camera, but that happens quite often with Farming Sim, to be honest. But yeah, we're back. We're back in Saxlingham. It has snowed. We're now in February, and as you can see, there is some very shiny-looking snow on the ground, which is going to make things a little bit difficult for us because we are supposed to be doing some more field work today. So the plan is, if we take a look at the map, we're currently in February. It's going to be time to start planting this year's crop very soon. So what I want to do is make sure that we have got the fields ready for sowing. I believe March is the earliest date that we can start sowing. And if we look at the fields that we own currently, fields 3 and 2, the big ones down there, they've been ploughed. They are ready to go straight away. 7 and 9 here, they've got stubble tillage, but apart from that, they're pretty much ready to go as well. There are quite a lot of stones about, so as you can probably guess from the title of the stream, the very first thing that we need to be getting on with is stone picking. Hi, Mooboy, tight hugs, working, but I want to say I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much, Mooboy. You too. Enjoy work. Hope it goes well. But yeah, we are going to do some stone picking. That's the very first thing that needs to be done. I'm planning on growing... we want to do cereal. We want to do breakfast cereal. And the ingredients that you need for breakfast cereal are oats, corn, and raisins. Now, we can't do raisins yet because the equipment for grapes is quite expensive. But we can be getting on with oats and corn because we can plant those with the equipment that we've already got and we can harvest them with the harvester we've already got. What I'm thinking is the big fields, 2 and 3, we'll do 1 field of corn, 1 field of oats, and then in the 2 smaller fields here, we'll just grow something else. I was thinking maybe sunflowers because we can make that into sunflower oil, and again we can harvest that with the equipment that we've already got. Thanks for the heart me's, Dre Dog, very kind of you. So yeah, let's head to the shop. We are going to have to lease a stone picker because we don't currently own one. There's only 1 stone picker available to us. It is the Elho Scorpion. It's going to have to do. There's really not many other options, so we will lease it for 2,856. Okay, we can afford that. We can afford that. We made quite a lot of money from selling our crops in the last stream and downgrading our tractor as well. We obviously ended up replacing the T8 series New Holland with the T8000 series, which is a slightly older tractor, but actually has a couple more horsepower, so it was a worthwhile swap, and we got a bit of money out of the deal. Oh, it's going to be very hard to see where the road is now that it's covered in snow, isn't it? We could do some ploughing, some snow ploughing, but I really want to just be getting on with the field work. Like I say, I want to try and make sure that we actually get our fields. If possible, I want to get the planting done today as well, because I am, you know, I'm aware of the fact that we've only got 5 more episodes on this map before we move on to Kinlake in the new year. Sorry, I'm just moving my mic a little bit because it keeps covering my face. Yeah, I'm aware of the fact that we've only got another 5 streams left of the year in terms of Farming Sim, and in the new year we are going to be moving on to Kinlake, so I want to try and at least get 1 full harvest done this year. So if we can get the crops planted today as well, that would be very good. That would be ideal. Because if we can get them planted today, then we'll be able to get them not only harvested by the end of the year, but we'll be able to do some production as well. We'll be able to make some breakfast cereal and some sunflower oil, if that is the crops that we end up growing. Okay, actually, we'll start with the small fields. We'll start with the small fields back at the farm, and then we can get a worker to do the big fields, because it's another one of those jobs that is going to take quite a while. Although, actually, the stone picker is quite fast, definitely compared to the plough, which I've returned, by the way. We took the plough back after we finished with it last stream. We can make some crops, says T. We can indeed. We are going to be growing, like I say, we're going to be growing oats, corn, and probably sunflowers as well. All of which we can harvest with a regular combine harvester. That's why I want to try and make sure we're only using the combine. I don't want to be buying another expensive harvester or anything like that. We've already got a perfectly good combine. We'll try and do crops that we can harvest with that combine. Although we will need to get a special header for the sunflowers and corn. But it's still cheaper than buying a full machine, right? Okay, in real life, this is not the kind of job that you'd be doing in the snow. Well, I guess in real life you wouldn't be doing any field work in the snow, but in Farming Sim, it doesn't really matter. We can just get on with it, and we really do need to, because we've got lots of other jobs that need to be done as well. So although it's unrealistic, we are going to go in and get the stone picking done. Is it down? It's down. I don't know if there's going to be any texture change. So once again, we're only going to know where we've gone by using the GPS system, which we were going to use anyway. So, do you ever play Fortnite, says T? I don't, T, no. Fortnite's not really my game of choice. Slow start today, by the way. Please feel free to share the stream, you know. I know we started a bit late today, and whenever I start late, it always tends to impact the stream a little bit, in terms of, you know, getting those views in the early stream. But Farming Sim is usually one of my more popular series, so do share the stream if you feel like it, please. You know, let's get a few more people in here. Whoa, maybe I shouldn't have tried turning that way. Should I put my... Ooh, maybe not the full lights, they're a bit much. Is there any pressure on the wheel, or does it move freely? It moves freely. There's no force feedback, or it's not like weighted or anything like that. It does spring back into place. It's like it's self resetting. Like it doesn't stay in the position that you turn it to. It turns back. I'm going to turn the time up a little bit, because it's quite dark. I want it to get a bit lighter. We're right on the edge of the map here, by the way, so occasionally we might catch the barrier, the invisible barrier, at the edge of the world. Again, it might not look like we're doing anything right now, because the texture of the ground isn't changing as we go, but we are picking up stones. I mean, I guess it is at least leaving behind some tyre marks, so we can kind of see where we've been. And because it's only stone picking, it doesn't really matter too much if we miss little bits. It just means that there'll be a couple of stones left over in the field. The reason you want to do stone picking is because big stones can catch in the equipment, you know, so when you're harvesting or cultivating or sowing or anything like that, larger stones can damage your equipment, which is why we're picking out those stones. And in Farming Sim, that just means that your equipment will wear out a little bit quicker if you're driving on ground that's got quite a lot of stones in. So we don't need to pick up every single stone. It doesn't matter if we miss a couple with the stone picker. It'll have a pretty negligible effect on our equipment, to be honest, in the grand scheme of things. Hi Dagger, how are you doing today? Good to have you back for another Farm Sim Friday. I'm good, thanks to you. I'm pretty good, so I'm doing all right. Thank you very much. Wednesday's stream. I really did enjoy Wednesday's stream. If anyone wasn't here, we did some Soma on Wednesday. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to playing some more of it in a couple of weeks' time. I don't know how far into the game we are, but I reckon it's going to be 2 more episodes. I feel like we're around about the halfway point, if not a bit further. I loved it. Me too, Dagger. It's nice to play a narrative game for once in a while, you know. We've been playing so many of these like open-ended games that don't really have a story, stuff like Minecraft and Farming Sim and Euro Truck. It is nice to sit down and play a game that actually has a story, you know. Same with Oddworld Soulstorm. I know in the last Oddworld stream I got a bit frustrated with the game, but you know, it's nice to play a game with a story for every now and then. Sorry, I got an itchy ear. Okay, we're already... The stone picker's already 29% full, by the way. it can't really hold that many stones. I think it holds like 1,000, like a ton and a half. Well, we're at 30% at 600 litres, so yeah, probably about a ton and a half. Which means we are going to have to empty it out quite soon. I don't know where to take it when we empty it out. God, it's really quiet today. What's everyone been up to? Let's try and get some conversation going, because I'm really genuinely shocked that it's Farm Sim Friday and there's only 3 people here. I've never had a Farm Sim Friday be this quiet before, but we'll try and strike up some conversation, and then people might be more enticed to stay. So what's everyone been up to? How's everyone's week been? I've been doing a little bit of Christmas shopping, and I'm going again tomorrow. Meet up with my sister, go to town for a bit of Christmas shopping. But I'm getting through the list. I've bought a couple of bits and pieces, but still plenty more to buy. I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it, though. I do love Christmas. It's a very hectic time of year, but it's worth it on Christmas Day. I can't lie. I do get all gooey inside on Christmas. I do feel like a big kid on Christmas Day. It loses its edge a little bit. I think with Christmas, you kind of get that there's a period where you're not a child anymore, so you don't look forward to getting presents as much, but you're not quite old enough to buy other people presents yet either. And then once you get out of that phase, you kind of enjoy it again. You know what I mean? Like when I used to love Christmas as a kid. Then when I got to like my late teens, I was kind of bored of it because I didn't have enough money to buy other people presents, but I was also too old to get too many presents myself. But like I say, then a few years later, when I was old enough to start buying people presents, I like kind of fell in love with it again, As a kid, you enjoy Christmas because you're getting presents, but as an adult, you enjoy Christmas because you're giving other people presents and you're making them happy, That's how I feel about Christmas anyway. I love it. I really do. And it's also kind of an excuse to just ask people to get you stuff that you don't want to buy for yourself, Which I'm known to have done before. If there's anything like, oh, I want a new monitor for my PC, but I don't want to buy it myself, just ask someone to get it you for Christmas. There you go, problem solved. My PC's about the same as yours. Looking at upgrading my graphics card. Very expensive. Yeah, they really are, Dagger. Graphics cards, they can be very costly. Because I was actually thinking about upgrading my graphics card as well. I think the graphics card is the one thing that's letting down my current PC. Everything else I'm happy with. But the graphics card, I think, is just a little bit slow. But they're so expensive. I mean, it depends what you go for, really. There's quite a big variation in price, but yeah, I think for now I'll just grin and bear it and stick with the one that I've got, but it is definitely something that I want to look into next year. I also want to look into a new monitor next year as well, though, which are a lot cheaper than graphics cards. But I was actually thinking about getting a ultra-wide monitor with a curved screen. I think it would be really cool for simulator games like Farming Sim and Euro Truck. I think it'd really make those games a bit more immersive if I had like a big curved monitor. But also I need to, you know, think about how it's actually going to fit onto my desk, because I've got a 32-inch monitor on my desk right now, and that already takes up pretty much the entire desk. So it's about getting the getting the right balance. You know, I don't want to get. I want to get, if I'm going to get a curved monitor, I want to get a nice big one, but I also want to make sure that it's going to actually fit on my desk. You know. Thanks for the pop, Dre Dog, by the way. Yeah, there's this Live Fest event going on at the minute. I don't really understand it, to be honest. It's just kind of, like... I don't know. I don't think there's any benefit to it. Like, I don't think the amount of gifts, like the amount of money that I get from gifts or anything like that, I don't think that changes. I'll be honest, I don't really fully understand it. And it's also really weird to me because you're not supposed to ask people for gifts on stream. Like, if I ask for gifts on stream, I can get reported for soliciting gifts. But then they have these big events where they're trying to encourage you as much as possible to get people to give you gifts. And I've said many times before, I'm not bothered about the gifts. I don't do this for the gifts, and I appreciate getting gifts, but I've never, you know, made a live. I've never done a live stream just so that people will send me gifts. But it's just, like I say, it's so wild to me that if I were to look into the camera right now and say, please send me a gift, then I could get reported for soliciting gifts. But then they have these huge. Then they have this whole Live Fest event, and the whole point of the event is see how many gifts you can get. You're not allowed to ask people to send them, but see how many gifts you can get anyway. It doesn't really make sense to me, to be quite honest. What you get from gifts might not be much, but at least you can put it towards a new wheel. That's very true, Dre Dog. And I like I say, I do appreciate the gifts. Thank you very, very much. Anyone who's sent gifts, I very much appreciate it. But yeah, like I say, it just kind of feels... It's weird. It's weird to me that TikTok is so desperate to... Like, TikTok wants me to solicit gifts without actually saying that I'm soliciting gifts, if that makes sense. They want me to do it, but they don't want me to just outright ask for it. And obviously it's because TikTok gets a cut of any gifts that are sent, you know, which I get why they're encouraging me to try and get as many gifts as I can, because TikTok gets a cut of those gifts, you know what I mean? In other words, it's okay when they say so. Exactly, Dre Dog, exactly. I mean, I guess it's the same with any kind of business, though. Like, you want to encourage people to buy your product, if you like, but without being too explicit about it. Like you want people to buy your product, but you don't want to just go up to them and say, buy my product. You know what I mean? I feel like it's that kind of situation. Like, TikTok wants me to get gifts from you, but they don't want me to actually ask you to send me gifts. Which I'd never do anyway, because again, I really am not bothered about. I don't do it for the gifts. I'm just saying. Okay, rant over. I think I've lost the thread slightly here, because there was one of these rows I only went halfway up and the line ended. It was this one here. This line here, for some reason the line ended halfway up the field. It's because the field's a weird shape, and whenever the field's a weird shape, the GPS doesn't like it. Not long left till this new Doctor Who spin-off. Yeah, Draydog, I'm looking forward to it. I don't think they've confirmed the exact date yet, right? But it's going to be on the BBC in December, and then it's going to be on Disney Plus next year for international audiences, which personally I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I'm in the UK, so I will get to see it on the BBC in December, but it really baffles me in this day and age when stuff is still region exclusive like that. It really baffles me when it really baffles me when TV is on in a certain region like a month before it's on elsewhere. I don't see why that's even a thing in 2025, because if you release Doctor Who, if you release this spin-off on iPlayer in December, but you don't release it on Disney Plus till next year, you know that everyone in the world is just going to use a VPN to watch it on BBC iPlayer, right? You know that you're going to lose out on money, because instead of putting it on Disney Plus in December, you're going to make people wait a whole month until January, and therefore everyone's just going to watch it through a VPN, right? Like, how do they not see that this is what's going to happen? Again, it doesn't really affect me because I'm in the UK, so I will get to watch it in December. But it's just wild to me that they'll still do stuff like that. It's wild to me that they'll still release stuff like a month early in a certain region, because you know full well that people are just going to use a VPN rather than wait until it's available in their region. Personally, I prefer stuff like Torchwood and Sarah Jane, but with this new spin-off, they're focusing on one villain for a whole series. It's interesting, Draydog. Yeah, it's different to the other spin-offs. Like you say, it's not going to be like a kind of monster of the week thing like it was with Torchwood and Sarah Jane. It's more like a mini-series almost. You know, it's kind of something like the Flux. You know, a Flux being, because Flux was kind of a mini-series, right? It wasn't it was only 6 episodes and they were connected into one story. It was almost like a serial, like in classic Who, but I feel like this is going to have a similar kind of vibe to it, where it's, like I say, it's a mini-series. It's a story told across a few different parts, and if it works, I could imagine us having other mini-series like that. Like, maybe it could be a unit thing. Maybe we could have a collection of unit mini-series, with each mini-series being unit tackling a different enemy, you know? I think that could be quite interesting. And to be quite honest, I think Doctor Who could do something similar. I think Doctor Who needs a big reinvention at the minute. And I think maybe we should look to the past for that. Maybe we should look at the classic series, you know. The classic series did 4, 5, 6-part stories where they told one story over 5 or 6 episodes. Maybe Doctor Who today could benefit from something similar. Again, if this spin-off goes well, maybe they could try doing something like that for Doctor Who. Instead of being a series of 13 episodes or 12 episodes or whatever, they could do like 3 stories a year, and each story could have 5 or 6 parts. You know, just I'm not suggesting that as a serious idea. It's just, you know, kind of spitballing. I feel like the show does need to reinvent itself in that way, and maybe try doing things differently to how they've been done in the past. And look, miniseries are all the rage these days. Everyone's making miniseries, right? And it just so happens that Doctor Who stories from the classic era were formatted very similarly to how miniseries are formatted today. So that's, I just think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be worth considering. Rather than doing, like, 8 individual episodes, like they did with Series 1 and 2, and like they've done for the last 20 years, why not do 2 or 3 longer stories? And again, maybe this spin-off is them kind of testing the waters for that kind of structure. I wouldn't be surprised if they did Flux for our sake because of COVID and all that. I seem to remember, I think Flux was condensed for COVID. I think it was originally supposed to be 8 parts. I might be completely wrong on that, but I'm sure I heard something about Flux being condensed. And obviously, COVID did impact Flux quite a lot. They did have to like do quite a lot of reshooting, and if you watch Flux back, you'll notice that there's never like more than 3 actors on screen at the same time. You can tell if you look closely that it was filmed during COVID. Okay, I'm gonna try and restart the stream real quick because, look, I've been live for half an hour and there's still only 3 people here, and that is not what we usually get on Farm Sim Friday, right? And sometimes if I restart the stream, it does the trick and it pushes the stream a little bit more. So I'm gonna very quickly restart. I won't be a second. Okay, and go live. Okay, there we go. We're back again. Oh, that's not lowered, is it? Now it is. Right, let's see if that does the trick. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. I just thought it was worth a try. Like I say, sometimes the thing about well, not just TikTok, but the thing about any streaming site, you know, YouTube, Twitch, the thing is, they're very fickle, you know. Even if you are regular as clockwork, even if you do stream like the same time every single day, there's still a chance that the stream just might not hit the algorithm and might not take off, you know? And today, it seems like today's just been one of those days where it hasn't quite hit and there's nobody here. Even though last week, literally the exact same time last week, I streamed Farming Sim and we had hundreds of viewers. It's just wild to me how quickly it can go the other way, you know? Okay, anyway, I'm going to get back to talking about the game. We have got a full load of stones right now. I don't know where we actually take these, because I don't think there's a sell point on the map. We might just have to dump them. But we'll have a quick look. What do you do with the stones, says Josh the Man? You can turn them into lime if you take them to a lime crusher, which not every map has them. Yeah, this map doesn't have one, so there isn't really anywhere we can take them. I'm probably just going to dump them in a pile for now, in the yard, and we could probably buy a lime crusher ourselves and crush some of them. But for now, we'll just dump them somewhere out of the way. Let's go next to the silo here. Actually, I'll keep that on 10. Right, unload here. This action cannot be performed here. Why is that, then? Why? Where can I unload them, then? There's got to be somewhere that I can unload them. What about over here? Try that. There we go. And go. This action cannot be performed here. Why? It says I can unload here. Unload here. Control and I. Why? So, but I can't sell them. There's nowhere on the map that I can actually get rid of these. So they just have to sit here in the tractor, in the thing. Looks like we are going to have to buy a stone crusher. If it'll let me. There. There's a mod that you can get to tip anywhere, says Josh the Man. Yeah, there is a tip anywhere mod. I thought that it was in the game by default now. It should have been. I'm pretty sure, like, since FS19 you've been able to tip anywhere. What happened to that? Okay. It's okay. The stone crusher only costs 10k. Oh, the snow's gone. Lovely. The stone crusher only costs 10k, and it's quite small, so we can just pop it here on the farm. Rotate it that way. And there we go. Hey, horse lover. How you doing? I've been having issues with that on mine, says Dre Dog. Yeah, I can't I can't quite understand it, because, like I say, I thought that since FS19 you have been able to tip anywhere. So I don't understand why you need a mod to do it now. But it doesn't matter, we've built ourselves a stone crusher. And we can actually make ourselves a little bit of money from this as well, because oh, we've lost some money for the environmental score penalty. But you can make a little bit of money from Stone Crusher because it sells the stones. You can also build a lime production plant, which is basically the same thing, but it turns the stones into lime. But yeah, I don't think we really need to bother with that. We'll just sell the stones directly. Would you want to be a farmer IRL? Not really. It is something that I considered earlier in life, but I don't think I could do it today. Okay, there are still a couple of stones in this field here, but we're not to a bit. You know, a couple isn't going to make too much difference. Well, actually, that clump there is quite big. And since we're passing, we might as well get them. There we go. And I think there were a couple in this corner as well. Somewhere. I can't see any. Oh, a bit further over. I cannot see any stones there, so I'm gonna just leave that. If they were that much of a problem, they'd be big enough to see, right? Hey, at least now the snow's gone, we can actually see where we've been in the field, so that's handy. There we go. I'm going to turn the time scale down a little bit, because I don't want it getting dark too quickly. quick drink. So yeah, I'm going to finish this field myself. Then we'll get an AI worker to do fields 2 and 3. Just because those fields are absolutely massive, I don't want to be doing all that myself. To be fair, we could have rented 2 stone pickers and and got one of them to got the other one to do that. By the looks of it, restarting the live isn't making a difference, so it probably isn't your TikTok, says Draydog. Yeah, honestly, I don't know why. Unless I've been shadow banned or something, I don't know. I don't know why I would be, but then again, they do just kind of shadow ban people for absolutely no reason. It happens. I'm not saying that has happened, because, again, sometimes live streams just don't take off. Like I say, it's happened before. Sometimes the stream just doesn't get the views that you're used to. And, like, if you were here last week for Farm Sim Friday, you know that normally there are a lot more people here than this. But sometimes the stream just doesn't take off. And you've kind of got to live with it. I think it also shows what a difference starting on time makes as well, because we did start 15 minutes late today, and you wouldn't think that it'd make a huge difference, but it really can. Bizarrely, with live streams, you might not realise, but with live streams, starting like on the hour actually makes a big difference. Like if you start at 1/4 or 20 past, you won't get as many immediate viewers as you will on the hour, which is surprising, because when you think about people using social media and, you know, going on their phones and stuff, people go on their phones all the time, right? People don't wait until, you know, oh, it's 2 o'clock, I'm going to go on my phone now. People just get their phones out and go on them whenever they like, you know what I mean? But yeah, surprisingly, starting a stream on the hour does tend to lead to that stream performing better than if you start at 1/2 past or 1/4 past or whatever. So maybe that's it. Maybe I just didn't start on time. All you talk about is gaming, Doctor Who, and whatever else, so I doubt that would get you banned, says Draydog. You'd be surprised, Draydog. My streams get reported a lot. Unfortunately, the way that TikTok's reporting system works is very broken. You can just go to anybody's live stream and just report it, and they do almost no investigation. I've had it happen so many times before when, like, even like in the first 5 or 10 minutes of a stream, I'll just get a pop-up that says, "Oh, your stream has been, your stream has been restricted because you've been soliciting gifts, or, you know, it's repetitive content or whatever else." And again, it's clear that I haven't actually done those things. It's just someone has pressed the report button, and TikTok just goes, "Yeah, okay, we'll restrict that person's live stream," without doing any investigation into that claim whatsoever. Again, I'm not saying that's happened today, but it does happen to me a lot. Like, especially over the last month or so, so many of my live streams have been reported just for absolutely no reason. I noticed the trolls can easily report you for anything, and TikTok will pin you down and ban you. Exactly, exactly. Like I say, I've been reported so many times for soliciting gifts, and if you've watched any of my live streams, you'll know that I never, ever ask people to send me gifts. So I don't know what exactly I'm doing that constitutes soliciting. Again, it's just people join the stream, they think, oh look, a trans person, I'm going to report their stream just because I can. And then TikTok goes, oh look, someone's reported this person's stream. Guess we'll just restrict the stream immediately without investigating. And it's really annoying. But it does happen. Okay, it looks like a couple more people are starting to discover the stream now, so maybe we just got off to a slow start. It is 4 o'clock, like I was just saying. You'd be surprised by how many people do join the stream, like, on the hour. So maybe now that it's 4 o'clock, we'll get a bit of a boost to the viewership. We'll see. Hello, everyone, if you've just joined. Welcome back to Farm Sim Friday. We're currently doing some stone picking on Saxlingham. We're currently in field 19, and we've just done field 7. I wish there were more. I wish there was more choice of stone pickers, because I think it's a shame that there's only the one. There's quite a lot of shop categories that only contain one thing, though. For stuff like a pea harvester or something like that, it makes sense for there to only be one, because there aren't really many pea harvesters on the market, you know? It's a very niche product. But for something like a stone picker, there must be quite a few different brands of stone picker out there, you know? It's just a shame that there's only one available in the game. When I'm on Farming Sim, I wish there was a quicker way of doing stuff, says Draydog. I think that, unfortunately, is one of the trade-offs with Farming Sim. With any simulator game, there has to be a trade-off, right? Like, you can't perfectly recreate something in a video game without some kind of compromise. Like, in Euro Truck, for example, the compromise is that the map is smaller than it is in real life. Which is a good compromise, because you don't want to drive an actual, like, 48 hours in Euro Truck, right? You want to drive for, like, an hour or so. So it makes sense for them to compromise by reducing the size of the map, right? With Farming Sim, they preserve the scale of the map, but it has the unfortunate side effect that it takes a very long time to do stuff. Because, again, in real life, to do a field like this would take a couple of hours. And because in Farming Sim they've kept the scale accurate to real life, it will take a long time to do this field, you know? And it's kind of... there's kind of not really anything you can do about it, you know? Because the alternative would be to make the fields unrealistically small or make the equipment unrealistically large, you know? If you want to keep it realistic, unfortunately, it means that some jobs are going to take a very long time. With Bus Sim, I'm just like, screw the speed limit and screw the traffic lights, honestly. I do get that temptation in Euro Truck quite a lot. Hi, Mr. Awesome on YouTube. How are you doing, by the way? Welcome to the stream. And I am actually streaming on YouTube today. We didn't mess up the live stream like I did on Wednesday. So you can actually see the game right now if you're watching on YouTube, which is nice and expected. Speaking of Euro Truck, by the way, I just want to quickly mention, I think, I'm not making any promises, but I think I might be doing 2 Euro Truck streams next week. I'm going to do my normal stream on Tuesday. But on Thursday, the new Nordic Horizons DLC is getting released. So, again, I'm not making any promises, but I might do an extra Euro Truck stream on Thursday to, like, take a first look at the new DLC. If anyone would be interested in that, please let me know. Because I feel like it's the kind of thing that people would want to see. and it would probably be the first time that I've ever actually played a new DLC on the day that it drops. So it'd be nice to do it. But like I say, I'll be playing Euro Truck on Tuesday anyway, as normal, and it will be modded again, and I'll be hosting a convoy again. But if I do end up playing it on Thursday, it'll be vanilla, because obviously none of the mods will be ready for 1.57 yet. Hi, if you just joined, by the way. We are on Farming Sim, and we're doing some stone picking. I did want to talk about my plans for Farming Sim, by the way, because as you already know, I'm going to be playing this map until the end of the year. And then in January, we're going to be starting Kinlake from the Highlands Fishing DLC. And I've been thinking about transferring stuff over to the new map. Because one thing that I noticed when we moved from Moss Valley to this map is it took quite a while for us to get started. Because we were essentially starting on a new map and we were starting from scratch, it took a few episodes to build back up to where we were at the end of Moss Valley, you know? And when the series is only 9 or 10 episodes long, you can't really afford to waste the first 3 episodes, you know, getting the basics set up. So what I've been thinking, when we move to Kinlake in the new year, I might transfer my equipment over to the new map to give us a little bit of a head start, just so we're not spending the first couple of episodes trying to, you know, scrape together the basic equipment, if that makes sense. So what I think I'm going to do is, on the last episode of this series, we'll sell all of our land and all of our crops, but we'll keep the vehicles and the equipment. And then when we start on Kinlake in the new year, I'll keep the same equipment. I'll like take all the new equipment over to the new farm with us, and whatever money we've made. So it'll effectively be like we're carrying on this game, but on a new map. You know what I mean? And then we avoid having to start again from scratch, which I don't want to do every time we move to a new map, right? That's what I'm thinking, anyway. Pronouns, says DK. She, her. Thanks for asking, DK. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking with regards to moving on to Kinlake. And I am very excited to move on to Kinlake. I'm looking forward to the new map, very much so. But as I've said before, I really wanted to give this map, you know, a fair, you know, give it a fair run. Because we are still only on episode 6, and it seems it'd be a shame if we abandoned this map when we're only 6 episodes in, right? So that's why I made the decision to keep playing this map until the end of the year, and then in the new year we're going to play Kinlake. And I realise it means we're going to be a bit late to the party with the new map. But this is a really good map, and I'm glad that I've decided to stick with it and, like I say, give it a fair shake, because it deserves it. It's a good map. Anyway, we're nearly full again. I'm going to go and empty the stone picker again. Then we'll do this last little bit, and then we will get an AI worker to do the rest of field 2 and 3. In the meantime, we might go and take a look at the sheep, because we haven't checked on the sheep today. Hopefully they're doing alright. They might need some more food. It's been a cold winter, so they might be quite hungry. I hate that I have to drive across this field every time I want to get back to the farm. What we should have done is split that into 2 fields, so that we could like put a farm track down the middle. Because what's going to happen when it's got crops in it? You know, I don't want to be driving through the crops. I'm wondering if we could do a little bit of terraforming, maybe? Like, we could put a dirt track across the middle of the field. And then the GPS will still detect it as one single field, but it won't plant any crops in that area. Which would then mean we're not wasting any crops where they're going to be run over, you know what I mean? Like, if I just use the terraforming tool to put a dirt track straight across the field here, then we're not losing... Like, it'd still be registered as one field. We wouldn't be splitting the field in half. But at the same time, we would be splitting the field in half. I don't know if that made sense. It made sense to me. And we might try it. Hi everyone, welcome. Everyone who's just joining, how are you doing? Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should read out the names of people as they join. I've never done that before. I never normally read out names like when people join the stream. But maybe that's a good way to engage with the audience, you know? Like when people join, maybe I should say hello, you know, BJ Floyd, for example. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Because that way I've kind of initiated the conversation, you know, and then they'll be more likely to respond. Maybe I'll try that. The next person to join the stream, I will read their name out. Unless they've got, like, a really offensive username, which has been known to happen. Do other streamers do that? I don't know. I haven't really watched enough TikTok streams to know. Is it normal for people to read out the names of people as they join the stream? Because, like I say, it's not something that I've ever done, but maybe it is the done thing, and maybe me not doing it is hindering me somewhat. What you harvesting, says Milo? At the minute, we're just picking up stones, Milo. We ploughed and cultivated our fields in the last stream, which brought up quite a few stones, so we're just picking those up now. Hello, Yerp. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Yeah, we're just picking those stones up now, so that they don't damage the sewing machine when we come in with those. Hi, Serum. Am I saying that right? Serum or Kiram or Kirem? Do let me know. I'm immediately starting to see the flaw in this plan because inevitably some people are going to join whose usernames I struggle to pronounce. But do correct me if my pronunciations are off. I try my best, but you know, sometimes I do get it wrong. Back up a little bit. Hi, Rob JRA Darts. How are you doing? I think the stone picker will hold the rest of the stones in this field. It fills up quite quickly, though. I'm still not... I didn't actually pay attention to how much it contains. But I think it's... It must be about 12,000, I reckon. 1,200, sorry. Not... not 12 tons, 1.2 tons. I must need to change my name since everyone asks that, says Kiram. I hope your day's going well. It is, thank you very much, Kiram. Honestly, people pronounce my name wrong as well. It does happen. Which, to be fair, my real name isn't in my username, so people only know my name because I, like, say it. So it is, you know, sometimes it's difficult to repeat a name correctly. My name's Saul, by the way, spelled S-A-U-L. But you'd be surprised how many people still call me Soul, like S-O-L-E. Because, like, hearing a name pronounced, it's a lot easier to mispronounce it when, like, you repeat it back. Anyway, how big are the stones are we hoping for this harvesting season? These are quite small stones because we used a subsoiler on this field. But field 2 and 3, we did use a proper plough for that, so there's going to be some big stones in that field. Hi Toby, how are you doing today? Welcome back. I like the name, thank you, Kiran. Would you do this IRL if you could? I don't think so. There was definitely a time that I was interested in farming, and I did consider going to agricultural college after I finished my secondary education. But I ended up doing. I ended up going to university instead and studying game design. So I kind of took a very different direction, you know, career-wise. I've always had an interest in farming, and like I say, there was a time when I considered it as a genuine career choice, but I just ended up going in a different direction, and I couldn't see myself doing it now, to be honest. Hi Dagger, welcome back. Hi Tory Plays and Stannard, how are you doing today? Hi Dagger, how are you? So Ag College isn't included in regular universities. I don't think... I think Agricultural College is... Well, it's classed as a college, so you get a diploma, whereas obviously university is a degree. I mean, there's nothing to stop you doing both. There's nothing to stop you going to agricultural college and then university, if that's what you want to do. Like, there's nothing to stop you getting a diploma and a degree, or multiple diplomas and multiple degrees, if you... As long as you got the money to keep paying for it. Hey, lovely. Really well, how are you? I'm very good, thank you, Tori. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I'm doing good today. Glad to be back in Farming Sim, as always. You know me. I love my Farming Sim. Oh, I posted a new video yesterday, by the way. I probably should have mentioned that earlier in the stream, but if you are someone who usually watches my videos, I did post a new Peak District video yesterday, so please do go and check it out. Hi, Adama Ombotimbe, how are you doing? Yes, so I went to the Peak District last Thursday. It was a very unplanned trip. It was a nice day, and I thought, you know, it's nearly winter. We're not going to get much nice weather again for the rest of the year. So I decided I was just going to go, and I ended up capturing a little bit of footage. I put together a little video. It's about 15 minutes long, so a lot shorter than my other Peak District stuff. But do, you know, consider checking it out if you're interested. I still tried to put a bit of factual content in there, as I do with my other Peak District videos. So, like I say, please do go and give that video some love if you're interested. Love Farming Sim, says Tori. Me too. Loving this map as well. Loving Saxlingham. It is a great map. I'm glad that I tried it out. You know, so many people... Back when I was playing Moss Valley, so many people recommended that I play this map. And I am glad that I eventually decided to do it, because it is a great map. At the same time, though, I am looking forward to Kinlake, which we will be playing after Christmas. It's a great map, I just haven't given it enough time. What map are you playing on at the minute, Tori? Or maybe you have multiple maps on the go. I can't do that, to be honest. I can never have multiple maps on the go on Farming Sim. I always have to just have one map going. Kinleague, fair enough, fair enough. That's exactly why I didn't want to start Kinleague yet, because I know that as soon as I start playing Kinleague, I'll not want to play anything else. So I've deliberately forced myself not to play it. Not even in my free time, I haven't even loaded into the map to have a look around or anything like that. I'm deliberately trying not to play the map until next year, because I know that as soon as I start playing it, I won't want to come back to Saxlingham. And that's not meant in any that's not meant as a disrespectful remark to Saxlingham, because it's a great map. Oh, it looks like there's a bit of snow in the air. And speaking of snow, it actually snowed in Doncaster yesterday. Did it snow elsewhere in the UK? I don't know. Because I told my friends about it. They all live down south, and they seemed surprised. So, was it just in the north? I don't know. But we did get a little bit of snow here yesterday. And it did settle for about an hour, and then it all melted again. First snow of the season. Hi STFC, how are you doing today? We haven't had snow in Oxford, but they had some in Henley-on-Thames, according to my partner. Ah, okay. So it seems like maybe just bits and pieces across the country, you know, just dotted around. How are you? I'm very good, thank you, STFC. Very good. Still got a bit of a tickly throat. A little bit of a tickly cough. It is very cold, though, at the minute. Like I say, it snowed yesterday, so that tells you how cold it is up here in Doncaster. It was very frosty this morning as well, well below freezing. So that, like I was saying earlier, though, it's that time of year now where it's just cold. It's just going to be cold now for about 6 months, and then it might start to be warm again. Well, maybe 6 months is a bit of an exaggeration. I did my first Peak District video in March, and spring came early this year. It really did. It started getting nice and warm at the end of February, to be honest. One of the only positive benefits of global warming is that spring starts a little bit earlier now, which I do appreciate. I can't lie. Oxford's in a valley, we never get any Gucci weather, says Tory Plays. See, the thing about Doncaster is that it's right on the edge of South Yorkshire, like right on the border with Lincolnshire. And if you know anything about Lincolnshire, it's extremely flat. It's the flattest county in the UK. And like I say, Doncaster obviously is in South Yorkshire, but it's close enough to Lincolnshire that it's still like just on the edge of the plain. So Doncaster's fairly flat. There's a few hilly areas, but it's a fairly flat city. Which means we get the full brunt of the cold weather in winter. What time are we on? We're at 4:25. Okay. So we've been live for just over an hour. I know I keep harping on about it, but I genuinely do think that starting late has cost me quite badly today. Hi, Jeffrey John Belang, how are you doing? This is why, like, a lot of people do ask me, like, why do you have a schedule and why do you always stream at the same time? Like, I think this is good evidence of why you should have a schedule and you should have a specific start time. What time did I start? I started at 1:15 today. But yeah, I think this is a very good example of why it's important to have like a stream schedule and a stream, you know, a set start and end time. I think once you get big enough, it doesn't really matter. You know, once you've got hundreds of thousands of followers, you can just stream whenever you like and you'll get plenty of views. But when you're as small as I am, you know, when you're just starting out, and I have been doing this for over a year, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, I'm still starting out. And when you're just starting out, it's very important to have a schedule. It's very important to start at a specific time and to stream on specific days. Because as you've seen today, even starting just 15 minutes late, my stream has got nowhere near as many views as I normally get. And I really do think it's because I started late. Like, if I started on time, like I did last week, we had hundreds of viewers last week because I started on time. You know, I think people underestimate how big of an impact that actually has on viewership. And again, people do ask me, like, why do you always play the same game? You know, why do you always play Farm Sim on Friday? Why don't you play it on a Tuesday? Or, like, why do you always start your streams at 3 o'clock? Why don't you just start whenever? And, like, this is why. Now you've seen the evidence, now you understand why. It is important to stream at a specific time. That being said, on Sunday, I will do my very best to start on time. We'll be playing some more Soulstorm on Sunday, to make up for last Sunday's stream, which ended early. Which is a very delicate way of saying that I rage quit. Which I did. If you go back and watch the VOD for Sci-Fi Sunday last week, I got really pissed off at the game, and I ended up ending the stream early. But that's why I'm playing Soulstorm again this Sunday, because I wanted to make up for ending early last week. Which games get you the most views on live, says Tori. Farming Sim and Euro Truck, by far, are my most popular games. I think my least popular is probably Factorio. Minecraft does okay. And Soulstorm's been doing quite okay as well, to be honest. But yeah, Farming Sim and Euro Truck, they really are the big hitters. Like the best stream that I ever did was a Euro Truck stream. I did a stream back in September last year. I got 350 followers in a single live stream. To this day, it is the best live stream that I've ever done. Like, the most successful live stream that I've ever done. And that was a Euro Truck stream. So yeah, Euro Truck and Farming Sim, like you said, Tori, everyone loves a sim game. The simulator games really do very well. Like, the same goes for OMSI. I don't play OMSI anymore because I don't really enjoy it, but the 2 streams that I did on OMSI, the bus simulator, they were really popular streams. Like, I was amazed how many people wanted to watch me drive a bus. You'd be surprised by how popular sim games are. Ooh, coming a bit fast there. Dump those. I really thought we'd get the whole field done without having to empty out again, but guess not. We're nearly there, though. You'll notice that I'm getting an environmental score penalty for the stone picking as well, by the way. That's because we're using the Precision Farming DLC. Imagine seeing your son do this. Well, funnily enough, my dad does actually watch my live streams every now and then. I don't think he's here today, but he has been known to pop in from time to time. Hi, Dad, if you are watching today. And he's very proud of me. Just, you know, it might interest you to know that I actually do have incredibly supportive parents, and I'm very, very lucky to have a very supportive family network around me. But yeah, my dad's a very big ally, a big supporter of me. He's always been there. You know, he's always fought in my corner. As have the rest of the family. Okay, forgot to lower the stone picker that time. Why don't you work on a farm? Because I don't want to work on a farm. Simple as that. It's definitely something that I have an interest in, but I can't see myself doing it as an actual job, to be quite honest. And it's, again, I know people ask this every time I play Farming Sim, and I always have the same answer, which is, you know, doing something in a game and doing it in real life are very, very different things. You know, even a simulator game like this is very far removed from real farming. You know, there's a world of difference. Thank you for following on Twitch, Mighty Joe, or Mightly Joe. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. First new Twitch follower in a while. I appreciate. How are you? I'm very good, Mightly Joe. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Yeah, my Twitch streams... I think Twitch is probably my smallest platform. I've got about 50 followers on Twitch, and my streams on Twitch get, like, 2 views, normally. But I don't mind streaming there. You know, it's nice to have another platform, and eventually it might see some kind of popularity. But obviously TikTok is where I do best. And YouTube's not too bad. I think I've got about 250 subscribers on YouTube at the minute. Like I say, TikTok is definitely my main platform, but it's always nice to hear from people on YouTube and Twitch as well, because I do make an effort to try and reach out to those platforms too. Thank you for the roses, Dagger, by the way. Very kind of you. Okay, that was the last load of stones from Field 19. So we're going to head up the road now to Field 2 and 3. But we are going to get an AI worker to do those, because I don't want to spend any more time stone picking. We've already been doing that for over an hour. And I would like to do something else. So we'll get a worker on that, and then we are going to go and tend to the sheep, I think. Let's see how the sheep are getting on. Oh, it's getting misty. The headlights do basically nothing. Oh, never mind, the mist's gone again. Is the mist... Oh, that's weird. The mist is only in that little valley. That's cool. I like that. Whoa! Idiot. The AI drivers in this game, by the way, like the NPC traffic, it's... I mean, it's always been stupid, but it's even more stupid in this one. I appreciate what they were doing when they gave the NPC drivers the ability to overtake, but they do it at the most inappropriate times. Like, it's a good idea. Like, when you're driving along in the tractor and a driver overtakes you, that's realistic, you know? But it's also... It's not the most well-thought-out mechanic, because they do tend to just overtake whenever they please. Okay, we're going to get an AI worker this time. Off you go, my friend. Love the AI drivers, they're mental. Yeah, that, like I say, they're not the sharpest tools in the shed, let's say. Where are you going? Okay, good. Good. Can we trust him? Can we trust him to actually do the job? We'll see. We're gonna just leave him to it, and we'll come back later and see see how he's getting on. In the meantime, oh, my Patreon board's slipping a little bit. In the meantime, we are going to see how the sheep are doing. Oh, we got some more bread to sell as well. I didn't realise. We've got 6 pallets of bread. Whoa. And I think it's actually a good time to sell, isn't it? Bread. Eventually. Bread. Okay, the selling price for bread is good. Hey, Caitlin Creates 123, how are you doing? The selling price for bread is falling, but it's quite high at the minute. We could sell some bread. The problem is we don't currently have a tractor to take the bread to the shop because we only have 1 tractor. Problem solved. There's a second-hand Volvo Crabat for 6k. And you know I love a classic tractor. Let's buy it. Oh, what a beauty. And since we're only using it to pull a trailer to take stuff to the shop, this will be more than powerful enough. Like, we're not going to be using it for field work or anything like that. It's literally just to take stuff to the shop. I'm good, thanks. How are you? I'm very good, Caitlin. Thank you. There we go. That's realistic overtaking. That's the kind of overtaking I like to see. Okay, yeah. Okay, rub it in. Any more? Yeah. Okay, yeah. You've got a slow tractor. I get it. But yeah, I'm thinking if we sell the bread, get a little bit more money from that. It's currently about 5.5 grand a pallet, so that's at least 20. That's at least 30 grand for the 6 pallets that we've got. Yeah, head-on collision there. Yeah, honestly. Do you play ETS 2 anymore? I do, Caitlin, yes. I'm going to be playing ETS 2 twice this week. I'm going to be playing it on Tuesday for my usual stream. But I'm also going to be doing an extra stream on Thursday. The reason I'm doing an extra stream is because the new Nordic Horizons DLC is releasing on Thursday. And I've never actually done a first look video on the day that something comes out before. So this time, I'm doing it. I'm going to buy that DLC as soon as it comes out, and we're going to do a first look video of the new, well, a first look stream of the new DLC. So yeah, there's going to be 2 Euro Truck streams next week. There's going to be the usual stream on Tuesday, and on Thursday we're going to take a first look at the Nordic Horizons DLC. I'll definitely have to watch as I've been playing it, and I'm just updating to the new pro mods. Nice one, Caitlin. If you are interested in multiplayer, I do have a multiplayer convoy going. You will need pro mods to join it. It's a modded convoy. But yeah, if you want to join me on Tuesday, if you want to do some multiplayer with me during Tuesday's stream, by all means, feel free. Check out the Discord for the full mod list, but it's basically just pro mods and a couple of items from the Steam Workshop. I've come to the wrong place, by the way. I was supposed to go to the bakery. Hi, Kana, by the way. How are you doing? I'm very good. I'll figure it out as I need to sort out my Truckers MP. It's not on Truckers MP, Caitlin, don't worry. It's Convoys is a completely separate thing to Truckers MP. Like I say, all you need to join is the mod list. You need to have the same mods that I've got, which you can find on the Discord server. But yeah, you don't have to be on Truckers MP to join Convoys. Like I say, if you're interested, the offer's there. You can check it out. No pressure. And, you know, same goes for anyone else out there. If you want to join me on Tuesday for a convoy, you know what to do. Join the Discord server. You'll find instructions there on how to get your game set up so that you can join. Very, very easy to do. And everyone's welcome. They're always completely open to the public. Is my cat welcome? Says it's Jack. Cats are welcome, yes. Cats indeed are welcome. As you know, I have a cat on Euro Truck. I've got Farzel's Cab Cats mod, and we've got a little tuxedo cat who lives in the cab with us. And my mosquito. I'm not sure about mosquitoes, Jack. As far as I know, they're not in the game. Sometimes I forget it's almost winter, and then I realise how early it's getting dark. It really is, isn't it, Dre Dog? It comes so quickly as well. Like, it's not really a gradual thing. It's not like over the course of a few months it starts to get darker earlier and earlier. It happens over the course of, like, a fortnight. Like, 1 week it's getting dark at 10 PM, and literally 2 weeks later it's getting dark at 4. It's crazy. Crazy how quick the change happens. And obviously daylight savings time doesn't help very much. You know, the clock's going back in the middle of all that definitely has an effect. Ooh, no, we'll not have that on. Oh my god, look how tiny the Volvo is on that with that trailer. It should handle it though. This Volvo, by the way, is from, I think it's from Silver Run Forest, which was from the premium edition of FS22, but then it's been released as a free mod for 25. I've been wanting to do Randonautica for my YouTube, but it's too cold and wet for that now. Yeah, it's I'm in the same boat, Dre Dog. That's why I went to the Peak District last week, because it was a really nice sunny day, and I thought, right, it's not going to be this sunny again until, like, February now, so I might as well go now while I still can. So yeah, I completely understand. It's going to be like 4 or 5 months before I'm able to go to the Peak District again, so there won't be any more of those videos for a while now. Which is a shame, because I really enjoy making those kind of videos. Am I late, says the kid? You are a bit late, kid, yes. We've been live for an hour and a half now. But don't worry, you haven't really missed too much. We've mostly been stone picking, and now we're about to sell a couple of pallets of bread. I was just in the hospital, sorry. That's okay, kids. Hope everything's alright. Oh, there's more pallets. I thought we were done, but there's still productions happening. Shit. Well, how many more? Okay, I think that was the last one. Yeah, there's only 106 litres of flour left. That's not enough for a full pallet, so... yeah, I just have a life-threatening illness, really bad asthma. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, kids. Oh, oh shit! I'm caught on the canopy. Oh, lower it. Forwards, go forwards a bit. No, backwards a bit. Right, lower. There we go. Okay. We're clear. I'm on steroids now for asthma? I didn't realise that was a treatment for asthma. Learn something new every day. Right, you didn't need to lift them that high, really, did you, Saul? Reverse. Okay. Now, there's only 3 left. I'm wondering if we could get them all on top of each other. It's risky, but it might be possible. And back. Oh, am I going to get caught on the canopy again, though? I've never noticed before, the pallets say FS on them, presumably for farming sim. I've never noticed that before. Back. Whoa, no, no, no. Oh. Fuck. Oh, wait, it's still on there? Okay, before it falls off, before it realizes that it should be on the floor and physics catches up. It's like Looney Tunes physics. As soon as the game realizes that it's supposed to be on the floor, it'll drop. But before that happens, we might be able to get it on the trailer real quick. Okay, and down. Back. Why is it stuck? It's stuck! It's stuck! It won't fucking come off. Oh, you can see it's glitched. It's clipped through. There we go. Whoa. Okay, just strap it down. Just strap it down before it falls off. That's fine. It's not going to go anywhere now that the tension belts are down. Okay, last one. We'll put this on top. Back. Whoa, okay, that is... I actually don't think that's strapped on. I really don't think that's strapped on. There's only one way to find out. Have you been Christmas shopping yet, says Draydog? I've done a little bit online. I'm going shopping with my sister tomorrow to get a few bits and pieces. But I've bought some stuff online already. Yeah, I've left it a bit last minute, to be honest, this year. Well, not last minute, but last year I definitely did get started a lot earlier. There's still plenty of time, though, you know, we're only in November still. But I'm going to try and get what I can tomorrow. Okay, is that last pallet attached? We'll find out when we go around the first corner. I think it is, you know. It doesn't seem to be moving. I think it is actually attached. Lovely. Well. Although, it does say that we've only got 6,000 litres of bread when there are 7 pallets here, so maybe it's... Oh, maybe the one on its side doesn't register, because it's not, like, actually on the trailer properly. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Lucas Anderson on Twitch, how you doing? Have you got a Christmassy game planned, unless there's a horror game with a Christmas twist? I am going to be doing a special end-of-year stream, like I did last year, where I'll just be playing a selection of different games. Last year, we played a little bit of all the games that I was currently playing. So we did a bit of Minecraft, a bit of Farming Sim, a bit of Alien Isolation, a bit of Euro Truck, a bit of SnowRunner, and this year we'll probably do the same. So probably some Minecraft, Farming Sim, and whatever else we happen to be playing by then. Minecraft, yeah, definitely there'll be some Minecraft. How are you? I'm good, Lucas. How are you doing? I'm good. Glad to hear it. God, it's so embarrassing being overtaken. The shop's further away than I remember as well. I keep forgetting that it's right at the very bottom of the map. Lucas says the stream's got a chill vibe, been watching for a bit now. Thank you, Lucas, that's very kind of you. I do always try to maintain a chill vibe. That's exactly what I try to capture with my streams, you know. I always try to make sure that they're nice and relaxing. It's not always successful. You can watch last Sunday's Sci-Fi Sunday stream on YouTube to see evidence of that. I ended up rage quitting Oddworld Soulstorm. But I try to maintain a calm atmosphere, you know. Anyway, let's sell this bread. Let's get rid of this bread. Okay, that one actually wasn't strapped down the whole time. It wasn't even strapped down. And yet it didn't fall off. Impressive. There we go, that's better. Hello, how are you doing today, kind soul? I'm doing good, thank you, Thomas. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We've just sold some bread, so we've made a bit of money. We made 31 grand. And now we are going to go and check on the sheep. We're going to have to use this tractor because this is the only tractor we got, apart from the New Holland, which is currently busy. We got an AI worker doing some stone picking for us. So we don't have much choice. Unless another decent second-hand tractor comes up in the shop. That PM track might have been a good option, actually. I know it's got all the forestry equipment attached to it and everything, but it is ostensibly still a regular tractor underneath. It can do everything that a normal tractor can, as far as I'm aware. But we made our choice. We bought this for 6 grand. You streaming full time or just vibing for fun, says Lucas. I just do it for fun at the minute, Lucas. It would be nice to make a career out of it. It'd be definitely nice if I could, you know, sustain myself on this and I could do it full time, because I very, very much enjoy it. And making videos as well. I don't just stream, I also make videos on YouTube and TikTok. But yeah, it would be amazing if I could make a career out of this. At the minute, it's just something that I do for a bit of fun, you know. Evening, Charlie. How are you doing today? You know how close you are to hitting affiliate, by the way, says Lucas? Very close, I think. I think I just need a certain amount of concurrent viewers. like I say, Twitch is like my least used platform. Sorry. Or to put it another way, like, most of my viewers are on TikTok and YouTube. I don't really get many views on Twitch, which is why the Twitch streams tend to be very quiet. But I am close to affiliate on Twitch. I've got 50 followers, and I've streamed enough to get affiliate. I think the only thing that I need is, like I say, concurrent viewers. But Twitch isn't my main platform. TikTok is my main platform. I've got just under 8,000 followers on TikTok, and that's where most of my audience is. Obviously, it'd be nice if I could make some success on YouTube and Twitch as well, and I do, you know, try to pay attention to those platforms too. Once you hit that, Twitch starts letting you earn from subs and bits. It's a solid milestone. Yeah, it would be nice, Lucas. Like I say, hopefully we can hit it soon so that I can get a little bit of money in that area. I get a little bit of money from gifts on TikTok. Thank you very much, everyone who sent gifts today, by the way. But the best way to support me, if you do want to, you know, make a financial contribution, is to join the Patreon. Huge shout out to my Patreon supporters: Kate, Jess, Riley, Dan, Kate, Jess, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, and Aaron. Those are my current supporters. I've missed my turn. But yeah, even though it's only £1 a month, it's it helps out. So it's very much appreciated. I actually work with a small team that helps new streamers hit affiliate faster. Interesting, Lucas. Is there anything you could do to help me? Like I say, I pretty much just need the concurrent views. Everything else I've already done. Okay, I'm going to leave this trailer here. There we go. And now I'm going to head down to the sheep farm. How's the AI worker getting on, by the way? He's still got quite a way to go. And he also seems to not really know what he's doing. Driving around in circles. But we'll leave him to it. We do full channel branding, banner, and a clean stack overlay. Part of our Twitch. Oh, okay. Interesting, Lucas. Sorry, hold on a second. Yeah, if you want to message me on Discord to discuss that, I'd be down to chat. There's a link in my bio. Okay. Off to the sheep farm. This Crabbat, by the way, Volvo Crabbat, it's quite nippy. It is quite nippy. It's I mean, it only has a top speed of 18, but because it's so small, it feels a lot faster, you know. Thanks for sending me your Discord username, Lucas. Thank you very much. Hi Brody, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I'm going to get back to reading out people's names now, because I was doing that earlier, and it seemed to be working for a while. Add me on your Discord? I certainly will, Lucas. Don't worry, I will add you on the Discord after the stream. Hi Riley, how are you doing? Welcome. Wonder if the snow will settle again. Hi Mark Maurice, welcome. Hi, when you hotbox with your little bro, how are you? And T, welcome back. Some very interesting usernames, I have to say. Okay, is this... no, next one. Woo, 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 woo. Here's the sheep farm. Oh, look at them! Oh, they're all big. They've all grown up. Oh. Oh god, look at all this wool as well. When do we sell wool? Hi Tots, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Wool. Where is it? There. And it's right down at the bottom. Right down at the bottom. There we go. Well, actually, there's young salmon and young trout now, so wool isn't the last alphabetically anymore. The sell price isn't bad for wool at the minute, but it's better in May, so I think we'll wait a little bit. I don't know how many pallets can be stored. And also, we don't have a front loader down here to move these pallets either, so we might need to get another forklift truck. But look at this. Oh, it's great to see them all grown up. And they're all still alive, aren't they? Just to double check. We've got 36... 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah, we got 42 sheep. Okay, they're all still alive. All 6 rams and all 36 ewes. And they're all big now. What about babies, though? What about babies? Oh, reproduction 80%! Oh, we might get some lambs! We might even get lambs before the end of the stream. I mean, we've still got an hour left. You know, there's still plenty of time. And how are they doing for food? They're doing great for food. Okay. I'm glad I came down to check on the sheep. That's cheered me up. They're doing very well. I'm happy about that. Hi, Young Master Darrell and Ryan J007. How are you both doing? Welcome to the stream. Let's just shut this gate. There we go. Hi, Alex. Welcome. Now, one problem, like I was saying, one problem we do have now is we don't have a front loader. Oh, thank you for following Lucas on Twitch, by the way. Yeah, now that we don't have a front loader, it's going to make it a little bit difficult to move bales around down here. We might want to get another forklift truck. Because we got all these bales in there. And no way to move them. Actually, maybe a skid... No, not a skid steer. Skid steer wouldn't be right for this, would it? Actually, no, now that I think about it, the equipment... the bale shredder is quite small and it can fit on the back of a tractor. So, Hey Crawford1205, how you doing? All we really need to do is get another forklift truck for this yard here. Hello Crawford, how are you? I'm very good, thank you. Oh wait, where's the where is the bale shredder? Hi, Big J Bear. Thanks for liking the live. Much appreciated. Where is the bale shredder? Tell me it's not back at the farm. It might be. Thanks for the heart me, Big J Bear. It's here. Why is it here? Why would I even bring it here? There's absolutely no reason for it to be here. I'm going to have to pick it up. Will it even fit on this tractor? This doesn't have a 3-point linkage, so no, it won't. I'm starting to regret buying the Volvo because it really isn't going to suit our needs. We need something with a 3-point linkage, and I don't want... I mean, it's not going to be able to carry a trailed lifter, is it? And I'm also not buying a trailed lifter just to put that bale shredder on the back. It'll look absolutely ridiculous. So we are going to need another tractor. There's no two ways about it. We're going to need to buy another tractor. I'm not buying the PM track, though. I want something cheaper. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll head back, we'll go to sleep, and we'll see what's in the used vehicle sale tomorrow. We also need to start planting tomorrow, because it is March, and that's when the first crops go in. We're going to try and get some oats planted before the end of the stream. But let's get back to the farm first. Hi, Aaron McFeet. How are you doing? Welcome. Hi, Luke Holton on YouTube. How are you? I heard the sheep. Horse Lover's back. Welcome back, Horse Lover. It's dark in your room? It is. It is very dark. I try to keep the room behind me as dark as possible because it makes it easier to see me. And obviously it's very easy at this time of year because it's pitch black outside anyway. Love the new tractor. Thank you, Horse Lover. I like the tractor, don't get me wrong. It is a cool little tractor. It's just not quite good enough for what we need. It doesn't have a 3-point linkage, and it doesn't have any front loader capabilities. So it's going to be useful for moving stuff about, but it's not going to be very useful for much else. We'll find a use for it. Sorry. Sorry for smacking my lips. I'm always very aware of the noises that my mouth makes when I'm streaming and talking. Because I don't have a pop filter or anything like that, so I always get really paranoid that you're going to hear every time I do that, or every time I swallow or smack my lips, you're going to hear it. It weighs heavy. It weighs heavy on my mind. That's why I try not to sit too close to the mic, because I don't want it to pick up all of that sort of noise. Okay, we're nearly back. The other thing about this tractor is it's very slow. It's got a top speed of 18, which is, even amongst tractors, that's quite slow. Most modern tractors can do 26. 26 is like the top speed for your typical modern tractor, but obviously this is not a modern tractor, this is quite an old tractor, and it can only do 18. And it's got no flashing lights. It also doesn't even have any rear lights. It's only got... It's got one set of front-facing lights. That's it. Didn't realise you could get old tractors. There's a few, Draydog. There's a few. There aren't too many because Giant Software, obviously... I've said it before, but Farming Sim is basically a way for companies to advertise their latest tractors. Which is why Farming Sim tends to have a lot of brand new equipment in it, and there doesn't tend to be much older stuff. But every now and then they'll throw in a couple of vintage ones, and I do appreciate it. I wish there was more vintage equipment. Thankfully, there's quite a lot of good mods that add in vintage tractors as well. And obviously in Farming Sim 22, there was enough vintage equipment that we were able to do vintage survival, which I really enjoyed. I'd love to do the same thing for 25 once a few more vintage mods have been added. I'm really hoping the Through the Years mod gets remade for Farming Sim 25. If you weren't watching last year when I was streaming FS22, there's a mod called Through the Years, and what it does is it adds an in-game year, and you can only buy equipment that would have been available in that year. So, like, you can choose to start in the 1960s, and you'll only be able to buy equipment that would have been on the market in the 60s. And we did a whole series on that. We started in the 60s, and we finished in the early 2000s, I believe. And that was so much fun. I'd love to do something like that again for FS25. Like I say, I hope that mod gets remade. There we go. What a great little tractor. Emphasis on little, but also emphasis on great. It's cool. I like it. How is our AI worker getting on? He is... Oh my god. I didn't realise it was... I mean, I knew it was a slow job, but I didn't realise it was going to be this slow. Look, we can't actually... skip ahead till March. We can't skip ahead to March until he's finished this, because otherwise his wages are going to be really high, and we need to sow this field in March as well. Is that an airstrip? No, that's way too small. What is that? I don't know. Anyway, point being, we aren't going to be able to sleep until this guy's finished his job. So, is there anything else we could be doing in the meantime? We could have a... Let's just have a look through the shop. Why not? Let's have a mosey in the shop and see if there's anything that catches our eye. We can't really afford to be buying anything new at the minute, but, you know, you can browse. Let's see if we can find some vintage stuff, because we were just talking about vintage tractors. I would like to get the Fast Track 2000 series, because this is really cool. This is... one of the classic fast tracks, and it looks really cool. Oh, the New Holland, the New Holland, the Case 1200, 1400 series. That's really cool. I love that. Have you done any contract jobs for extra money? That's a good suggestion, actually, Draydog. We could do a couple of contracts while we're waiting for that guy to finish his work. I'll take a look in a minute. We've got the Mercedes-Benz MB track. I forgot about that as well. Oh, also, we have the Porsche Diesel Junior. Now, fun fact about the Porsche Diesel Junior. When Farming Sim 22 came out, they actually did a Revel plastic model kit of this tractor, which came with a code to unlock the tractor in-game. And I got it. I have a Revel model of the Porsche Diesel Junior. I don't know where it is. I don't think I've got it out in my room at the minute. I can't actually remember where I've put it, but I've got a Revel model of this tractor. And like I say, I bought it with a code to unlock the tractor in the game as well, which is a cool concept. Oh, we got the classic Fords. I forgot we had these. We got the Ford. Well, the pack's just called the Ford Series SA. I think they're South American versions, which is why they've got no cabs. And yeah, this cab design with the two, with the roof only having two pillars, that's very classic South American design. But these look really cool. Could look into a couple of those. The Fortschritt, I do like the classic Fortschritt tractors. These are really interesting. We very briefly used these in Farming Sim 22. Oh, the Landini. We had this on Moss Valley, remember? We had it in yellow. And it was terrible. We're not going to make that mistake again. But it does have a 3-point linkage. Maybe. Excuse me. Or we could go slightly bigger. Could go for something like this. Quite cheap, 17.5. Can we get it in yellow? I would like to get it in yellow. We can't get it in yellow. But the small one's available in yellow. No, it isn't. What? We had this in yellow last time. We had this in yellow on Moss Valley Farm. You can watch the series on YouTube. You can go back and watch my series of Moss Valley Farm. We had this tractor in yellow. So why is it no longer available in yellow? What's that all about? It's red now. I don't like that. I want it in yellow. I've done a few contracts. You can have 3 contracts going at the same time if you plan on using AI. Yes, you can do up to 3 contracts at once. Like I say, once I've had a quick look through the shop, we might take a look. Oh, the New Holland Series L. We had a tractor very similar to this one, if I remember correctly, in Farming Sim 22. I think this is designed for South America as well, maybe? And then there's the Volvo Crabber. That's the one that we already own. The classic Z-Tours are good as well. Or is it pronounced Zeta? I don't know. But these are really good, and they're quite cheap. Then in medium tractors, we have the Challenger. It would be nice to get another Challenger. I do like me a Challenger. The TM. This is the one that we had in FS22, and I love the New Holland TM series. They're such good tractors. It's cheap as well. We could buy one of these. I don't know what the difference is between this and the Super Steer version, but I'd love to get one of those. And that's, we've already got that one. Just you know, nice to know we got options. Something to think about. This guy has still got quite a lot of work to do, by the way. So yeah, we'll see if we can get a contract done. Cultivating, ploughing, and ploughing again. I hate ploughing, so I guess we'll have to do cultivating. That's such a huge field, though. I don't want to... See, that's only ploughing. That's only a small field, but it's ploughing, which is a very slow job. I don't know if I really want to do that either. Okay, we won't take on a contract just yet. This is nearly full, by the way. I don't know what happens when the AI workers get a full trailer. But I guess we'll see. I'm tempted by this TM series, New Holland. I really am. I love the TM series. It, like I say, we had this in FS22 on Osada. It is a workhorse. Ooh, there's a blue power version? Cool. Now, I can't remember which version we had before. I think it was a 190. Oh god, there's quite a lot of options. There's a few too many options. I might buy this off camera so that I can take a bit of extra time to look through all the options. But I would like to have this tractor. And since we've got a New Holland already, we got the T8000S, maybe we should go for New Holland equipment, you know, in general. Maybe we could look at getting a New Holland combine as well. Because downgrading the combine is always a very good way to make money. We've got a huge, really expensive Claas Lexion combine. We could sell that for 200,000, and we could buy a slightly smaller but much cheaper combine like the New Holland TX series, which I'm a big fan of. I love the TX. It's a great combine. Or the TC. Where's the TC? Do we not have the TC anymore? Not the TC5. No, there was... There was another New Holland combine, wasn't there? The TC50. Didn't we use that on Moss Valley? I'm sure we had a New Holland combine on Moss Valley. The TX is all right, I guess. Let's take a look at headers. Actually, headers would be a better place to start, and then we can figure out, you know, which combine goes with which header. Like the Claas Dominator only has a 5-meter header. What's this one for? That's for the CR10. What about the TC5? This is another good combine. We can get an 8.5-meter header for this, and we can also get a sunflower and corn header, and we do need to do sunflowers and corn. It costs 150k. This is the same combine that was the starting combine in FS17, I want to say. Or, no, it wasn't. It was never a starting combine, but it has appeared as a buyable combine in other farming sims. And it is a great combine. And it only costs 150k. Oh, that's tempting. How much would we get if we sold... Okay, this is full. Lovely. So we do still have to empty this out. I'm wondering how much money we'd get if we sold the Claas Lexion and downgraded our combine. We don't have to do it today. We've got a few months before harvest time, so we got time to think about it. But it's definitely an option, you know. Okay, we're going to just have to go to sleep because it's getting so dark now I can't even see what we're doing. In the morning, we'll get the AI worker to finish off that little bit of the field, and while he's doing that, we can get the equipment set up ready for planting. This tractor's quite fast, by the way. This one can do 31. Ooh. The light changes very harshly in this game. Ah, whoops. Ooh. Okay, dump the stones. Are you a lady 24/7 or do you alternate? Says Bertie Boys. 24/7, Bertie Boys. I'm fully a woman. I'm a trans woman, not a cross dresser. So I'm, you know, even if I don't make the effort to get myself dolled up, as it were, I identify as a woman full time. I don't really think we need to park this up because we're going to be taking it straight out again tomorrow, but, you know, might as well. Nice to meet you, milady. Thank you, Bertie Boys. Okay, let's get some sleep. I would like to get up at 6, as usual. Okay, and it's March. It's sowing time. So, first of all, before we sow, no more space to place new pallets at the sheep barn. Okay, so we do need to move the pallets that are at the sheep barn currently. Oh, we got an achievement. Fluffiness. Building up my wool empire. Lovely. We will have to... We'll sort that out in the next stream. We're going to have to... God, visibility is poor right now. We're going to have to get some equipment to move the wool pallets. Maybe we'll just get another forklift down there. I don't know. But I kind of fancy a tractor with a front loader again for the pallets. Maybe not actually. I need something fast enough to get between the sheep pasture and the yard that we've got down there. And obviously a forklift truck is going to be very slow for that. But then a front loader and tractor is going to cost quite a lot. So we need something in between. Maybe a skid steer. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of skid steers though. Okay, where were we? Put that on for a bit. I guess since there's only a little bit left to do, I might as well do it myself. There we go. We can have those off again. It does look gorgeous with the fog, honestly. I love the... I do think this game captures the mist and fog very well. It's quite strong, but it looks really good. I'll just pan around cinematically. No, too fast, too fast. Slow it down. Slow it down. That's it. There we go. Beautiful. Oh shit, I've just remembered that this stone picker's a rental as well, which means it's going to have to be returned. Bollocks. Okay, I don't think we are actually going to get time to sow our new crops today, to be honest with you. It's not looking likely. As a matter of fact, I think I might end the stream early, to be honest. Once we finish this field, I think we'll call it an early day. An early end. Just because the stream is really, really quiet. And I do appreciate everyone who has been here today. But it's just so dead, you know? It happens. Like I've said many times before. It just happens. Sometimes streams just don't take off. It's a fact of life, I suppose. Looking forward to Sunday, though. For more Oddworld Soulstorm. Especially now that we got past that tricky bit in the last stream. My voice is starting to go as well, which is all the more reason to end a little bit early. I'm sorry. Oh. Okay, I'm okay. That's a shame. I like your streams. Thank you, Bertie Boys. I love streaming, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love what I do on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. I really do enjoy it. It's just... sometimes it's hard not to feel like you're wasting your time, you know, when you have these slower streams. And it's, you know, it's not every stream. Most of my streams do quite well. But when you get a stream like this, where it's just completely dead, you just kind of... part of me just sits here thinking, like, what's the point? Why am I still sat here talking when nobody's here listening? And thank you everyone who is here listening, you know, obviously. But that's kind of how it feels when you get a stream that's really quiet like this. And all you can really do is grin and bear it and hope that the next stream does a bit better, which it may well do. We'll see. And also, every cloud has a silver lining, you know, although today's stream on TikTok hasn't done very well, there's been more viewers on Twitch and YouTube than normal, which I very much do appreciate. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, really. Like I say, the TikTok stream might not be as good as big as it usually is, but the YouTube and Twitch streams have done better than usual. So, thank you for the roses, Mark Maurice. Very kind of you. Much appreciated. Okay, this is the last row. No, it isn't. I forgot he didn't do that full row because the stone picker was full. I found you on TikTok, but I prefer Twitch. That's absolutely fine, Bertie Boys. You're fine to watch wherever you like. That's why I stream on multiple platforms, you know, because there are people who have their preferred platforms. Some people prefer to watch on YouTube. Some people prefer to watch on Twitch. That's absolutely fine, and that's why I try to give equal attention to all three streams, you know. Okay, now we're on to the last little bit. Oh, thank you, Mark Maurice, for the heart me and the love you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for those. Okay, now we've picked all the stones out of field 3. And there's still one more field to be done. We still need to pick stones in field 2. God, that's going to be for next time, though. I am going to have to go before my voice disappears completely. Thank you for the blower kisses, Mark Maurice. Oh shit, I haven't I haven't folded up the stone picker. Please fold up quickly. Thank you. I don't know why my voice is so bad today. It's not usually this bad. It could be the cold air, you know. Because it has been very, very cold today. How was your hiking? I saw your videos. It was great, Locked and Loaded. Thank you very much. Oh, Mark Maurice just became a super fan. Thank you, Mark Maurice. Thank you very much. But yeah, my trip to the Peak District last week was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're on YouTube or TikTok, you can see the video of that. Had a wonderful time. Much shorter trip than usual, and it wasn't planned, so I didn't have as much time to visit as many locations as I have in my previous Peak District videos. But I really did enjoy it. If you liked that one, do consider checking out my other Peak District videos as well. I've done 3 more over the last year. They are quite long, though. The longest one's 27 minutes, so strap in for a long video. But yeah, I'm very, very proud of my Peak District videos. I think, in my opinion, some of my best stuff that I've ever done on TikTok. I'm very, very proud of those videos. So please do go and give them some love. I don't know why I put the beacon lights on, because we're not actually going out of the yard. This is where we're finishing up. Thanks for the kisses again, Mark Maurice. Very, very much appreciated. You can always do a one-off Area 51 video, says Draydog. Well, maybe. How would I get the video edited, though, if I was captured? I could do a stream, but the stream would probably end as soon as I got through the gates. There we go. Okay, before I finish up, I do want to check the shop. Okay, there's absolutely nothing of any value to me there. But there's a couple of purchases that I do want to make that I'll probably make next time. I would like to downgrade our harvester to the New Holland TC90 because we can get a 8.5 meter header for that. the Lexion that we currently own, that has a 10.8 meter header, so it will be a smaller header, but I think worthwhile if we can get a good price by selling the Combine. Let's have a quick look. Where is it? There we go. We could sell this for 140k, and we could sell the header for 3k. So that'd get us 144, rounding up. 144 grand. How much is the TC? Okay, so that wouldn't actually be worth the money, to be quite honest. Maybe we could go smaller. We could go for a Class Dominator. They're quite cheap, but the header's only 5 meters. It's something to think about. It's something to think about. The other tractor that I definitely want to buy is the New Holland TM series. One of my favourite tractors. We used this a lot in Osada on Farming Sim 22. Would very, very much like to get myself one of these. And like I say, I feel like if we're going to get another New Holland, we might as well stick to New Holland and get all New Holland equipment wherever possible. And then last but not least, we might need a skid steer or potentially a front loader. Yeah, a front loader. Telehandler could maybe work. There might be a bit big though, telehandlers. Ooh. Okay, it's something to think about for next time. My Discord is Marco1235T. Nice one, Mark. If you want to join the Discord server, there's a link in my bio for that. Please feel free to come along. We got about 60 members so far. But it is very quiet. Okay, one last thing I want to do before I finish is I want to take a quick look on the mod hub. Oh, there's a couple of updates there. Let me just download those. I want to take a quick look at combines. Harvesters. Because I could have sworn Class Ford Dominator. Okay. Wait, is that real? I thought that was a joke. Is this real? From 1965 to 1986, Class partnered with Ford to distribute their combines throughout the USA. Is that true? I don't know if this is real or not. They look pretty cool, though. Matador and Mercator, they're quite small. You know, I don't want anything that small. What the... Oh. Oh, it's a tilting combine. That's interesting. It's not what I'm really after, though. Sorry. It's not what I'm really after. What I want is... What's this? Lexion... Oh. What was the name of the New Holland Combine that I had on... It might have been in FS22, actually. I think the TX62 is the closest we're going to get, but the TC... I'm sure it was called like the TC50 or something, is what we used in... Or TC86 it might have been, that we used in FS22. Okay, is that... Oh, it's downloading really slow because I'm streaming. Okay, well, I will... Maybe shouldn't have done that while I was streaming. Never mind. What's new? Let's see if there's anything new. Not particularly. Let me have one last look in small tractors. No. Okay, I think we'll leave it there then. That's going to be all for Farming Sim for today. We're actually not ending that early. We're only 15 minutes early. And we did start 15 minutes late, so it, balances out. But that's going to be all for the Farming Sim portion of the stream. I'll just do a quick sum up before we finish. There's not really much to say for today's sum up. It's been a good stream. We definitely got some important stuff done, like the stone picking, and we sold some bread. But there's still a lot to do. In the next stream, we'll start planting our oats and corn, and sunflowers as well. Like I say, it's my aim to get at least one harvest done by the end of the year. And we are currently in March in-game. So there's 4 more streams left this year. Can you believe that? There's only 4 streams left. 4 Farming Sim streams left until I take my Christmas break. That's crazy. It's not far away now, folks. If you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, you might want to start thinking about it. But yeah, that's the plan. We got 4 more episodes of this before Christmas. I'm going to try and get at least one harvest done, because in the new year we're going to be moving on to a new map, namely Kinlake from the Highland Fishing DLC. With that being said, thank you very much for joining. My next stream is going to be on Sunday. I'm going to be playing some more Oddworld Soulstorm, so please do come along for that. I'm looking forward to it. And then next week... Sorry for yawning. Next week's going to be very busy, because we have Minecraft on Monday, Trucking Tuesday, another Euro Truck stream on Thursday, so we can take a first look at the Nordic Horizons DLC, Farming Sim on Friday, and Sci-Fi Sunday again on Sunday. So next week I'm going to be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Busy, busy week. So do join me for all of those if you're interested. It just so happens that we're in the middle of Live Fest as well, so I guess it's beneficial for me to stream as much as possible while the event thing's going on. I don't know. I don't know how it all works, but we'll see. But yeah, join me on Sunday for Sci-Fi Sunday for more Oddworld Soulstorm. If you would like to follow, and you haven't already, please do, and please feel free to follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch as well. There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, check out my latest Peak District video. If you've watched my previous Peak District videos, if you're interested in my Peak District stuff, please do check out my latest Peak District video. I paid a visit to Cave Dale in Castleton. It's not a very long video, it's about 15 minutes. But please do go and give that some love if you're interested. And last but not least, if you would like to support me financially, please do consider checking out my Patreon, like these wonderful people here. Thank you very much to Kate, Jess, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, and Aaron. Thank you all so very much for supporting me on Patreon. If you want to get your name on this board, check out the Patreon in my bio. It costs £1 a month. You get access to behind-the-scenes content, you get early access videos and uncut footage and all that kind of good stuff. You also get a shout-out on stream, a VIP role in the Discord server, and you'd be supporting me in what I do here on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So thank you once again to Kate, Jess, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, and Aaron for supporting me on Patreon. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. With that, we are going to end the stream, so thank you very, very much everyone for joining today. I hope you've had a wonderful time. Bit of a slow one, bit of a quiet one, but I've had fun playing the game all the same. Hopefully next week, a little bit busier. We'll see what happens. But like I say, I've got a lot of streams planned for next week, so we're bound to hit it big on at least one of them, right? That being said, I'm going to leave things here. I will see you on Sunday for Oddworld Soulstorm, or if you're not interested in that, I'll see you on Monday for Minecraft, or if you're not interested in that, I'll see you on Tuesday for Euro Truck Simulator. That's it. That's all from me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. Oh, how's the spider, says Chappers. Just before I go, the spider, he's doing very well. He is doing very well. I got some photos of him today. I might post some photos on TikTok soon, because I haven't posted any photos of him for a while. He's doing good. He's developed a big bald spot on his head, which is very cute. But yeah, I might post some pictures of him tomorrow because he's doing very well. Thank you for asking, chappers. That's it. I am going to go now. So thank you very much, everyone. I will see you on Sunday. I've had a wonderful time today. Bit quiet, but it's been fun all the same. I'll let you all get off and enjoy your weekends, and I will see you all on Sunday. Bye-bye. And bye-bye, YouTube and Twitch as well. Thank you very, 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 very much. Like I say, if you're interested in my video content, please do make sure you've subscribed on YouTube. And also give me a follow on TikTok if you want to watch the videos that I post over there. With that being said, I am going to leave it there. I will see you all on Sunday, where I'm going to be playing some Oddworld Soulstorm.